Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. In this lecture, we will talk about artificial intelligence agents. Right. What is the concept behind this AI agents thing? And also, how can we create a research-based AI agents? Okay, that is what I'm going to demonstrate it to you at the end of this video. Okay, so stay tuned with me if you want to learn to develop AI agents of your own. Okay, and you want to understand the logic and concept and the basics of AI agents. Now, if you see here, AI stands for artificial intelligence. Define AI agents as agents having artificial intelligence. Correct. Now, what are these agents when it comes to coding? Right, we have different object-oriented programming languages through which we can create functions, we can create classes. Now, agents are nothing but the functions that we create. Okay, and artificial intelligence comes from LLMs, which are there in the market today. If you have created a function which is using LLMs in the backend for processing things, right, then it can be called as an AI agent. Okay, so this is what the AI agent actually is. Now we will try to create an AI agent which can help us in researching on different topics. Okay, inside this directory of Ubuntu server, which is hosted on cloud platform, right? Inside this env file, I have my OpenAI API key. Why OpenAI API key? Because I want to access. I will be using OpenAI LLM model, right, for this agentic AI, which we will be developing in this lecture. Okay, so for making the connection of our code with OpenAI, we need an API, right? So the API key will serve that purpose. I've created a file with name agent underscore demo.py in which I'm going to write the code. So I've already opened it in the VS Code here. Now the first thing which I'll do is importing of the OpenAI API key present in the .env file. So for the same, let's import the library named load.env, and then we can simply load the API key with the help of this function load.env. Right. So this is how you can access anything which is present in the .env file in your programming file, right, like that. Now the next thing that comes is importing of all the libraries which we will be using for creating the AI agents. So the first one is chat OpenAI that we will be using, okay, for creating the brain of this agentic AI. Second is tool. So there is something called a tool that we will be using for agentic AI. Then there is initialize agent and agent type that we will be using. Okay, and finally we have something called DDGS. Right, now what are all these libraries for? So when it comes to chat OpenAI, it is for creating the brain of the LLM that we will be using the backend of our code for processing the user's input. How it will be used, how it can be used, that is something which I'm going to tell you in this lecture. Then there is something called tool. So the next thing that comes is initialize agent and agent type. What type of agent you will be using? Okay, that is something for which we have used this library agent type. Initialize agent is for initializing the agentic AI. Okay, AI agent. Then we have this DDGS. Okay, so this library is for Googling the things. Right, now what is meant by Googling? So if you have a query, right, if you have a query as an input given by the user as an input and you want to search it over web, so DDGS can help you with that. It can simply bring the information from online to us over here. Okay, that is what we have used DDGS for. Let's move to the next part now, which is coding the brain. So we will be using this chat OpenAI, as I told you, right? This is how you can create a brain for your AI agent. Different types of OpenAI models, but which one would you like to use? So there is a computer vision based models, there are chat based models, text based models, right? But for now we would like to go with GPT-4o mini. It's a very small model, and it doesn't cost you much. So through this you can easily process the user's input. If you want to use some other model like 5.1 or something, some bigger models, you simply have to change the name of the model here. Next parameter that comes is temperature. So there are two types of brains that you can think of when it comes to LLMs. Either you can have a creative brain in place, or you can have a brain based on facts in place. So because it is a research based agent that we have to develop, so that is the reason I've kept it as 0. I've kept the value of temperature as 0 because this will serve the purpose of making it a fact based brain. However, if you want it to be a creative brain, okay, you can simply put 1 here. Okay, so that's the purpose of this variable temperature. Now the next thing that comes is your function. Okay, as I told you, AI agents are nothing but your functions backed up with LLMs in the backend. So we have the brain in place. Now we are going to create a function. So this is a function with the help of which we can send the query, which the user will put as in, we can send the query online, right? And this DDGS library will pull the best 5 results from online based on this query, and it will give it to us, right? Now what we are doing is we have this for loop in place, which will go through all the results pulled by DDGS, and it will append only these two things, title and body, okay, to the output, and finally we are returning this output from this function. So very simple function. I hope you have understood this. Right. The next thing that comes is AI agent. So we can simply write a code like this for creating the agent. This is a library that you need to use. Initialize agent, basically it's a function, right? If you see, we have round brackets here, so it's a function, right, with the help of which you can initialize the agent, AI agent, and then there are a couple of parameters, the value of which you have to pass. So there is tools, the value of which you have to pass like this. There is LLM, because you have already defined LLM on the top, right? So the same LLM we are going to use here. So we have passed this as a value. Then what type of agent you want to use? So I would like to use a zero shot react description agent. Okay, and where I can get it from? This agent type library that have been imported on the top. I can get this agent type directly from this library. Now what actually it does, it thinks, then it acts, it observes, and then it again thinks, and finally it gives us the answer. So this complete chain is something which it follows for giving us the correct answer. Now for seeing all these steps in the terminal, we have kept verbose as true. So that if you have kept it true, you'll see everything happening right in front of you. Right, I'll show it to you, I'll demonstrate it to you, but keep this point in your mind. Okay, then how many times you want this agent to iterate? So this is something which you can handle with the help of this maximum iterations. I would like it to run at least four times for one single query which the user will pass as an input. Okay, once it gets the correct answer, once it gets the once it gets all the information, it will stop running automatically, and then finally it will show us the observation, okay, or report, you can say. So we are done with defining the agent. Also define something called search tool for tools, right? But we do not have anything like this in place. In the beginning, if you remember, I told you AI agents are nothing but functions backed up with LLMs, right? For which you need the code for your function, right? And then there you need an AI agent code. Okay, now there has to be something with the help of which the function can be connected to this AI agent, right? And that something is this tools. Okay, tools part which fulfills. Now how to define these tools? So if you see on the top, we have defined this library tool. So with the help of this tool only, we're going to create a tool which will act as a bridge between this function and the agent. We cannot simply pass this function as one of the parameters for this agent. So that is something which is which we cannot do. So that's why we have this tool concept with the help of which we can connect these two things together. This function called tool, right? Then there are these parameters which you need to define. So name of the tool is search. Okay, which function you would like the tool to execute? So it is search web. If you see on the top, we have defined search web. Same thing we have put here as a value for this function named variable. Then what exactly you want this tool to do? So that is something you need to define for you need to pass as a value for the description named parameter. So I would like it to search the information over the internet. That's the reason I've written this over here. We created this Python file where we imported all these libraries. We pulled the OpenAI API key through this loop.env. We created a brain, we created a function, right? We created an agent, and then in order to connect the function with the agent, what we did is we created a tool over here, and that's it. It should not be a tool, it's a function, right? So, okay, now the next thing, okay, the next thing that comes is user's input. So with the help of this, we can easily get the user input, and where we are storing it in this variable topic. Okay, then we have to pass a prompt. Okay, why a prompt is required? So that we can give a direction to our LLM, how it has to think, what exactly it has to think, and what exactly is the requirement. So for that, we have created this prompt. We are passing this topic, the user will pass as an input to this prompt, and this prompt we are sending as one of the parameters to this agent here. So if you want your agent to if you want to activate your agent, this is how you can do it. There is a function called invoke, right, which you need to use in order to make your agent active, and then you can simply pass this prompt as an input to your agent while invoking it. Result to be showed to the user. How we'll do it? We'll simply print it. Okay, so final report, and it will be in the output parameter, okay, of the response. So this is a complete program, and I hope you have understood the complete thing. If you remember, I told you about this verbose is equal to true. This is the type of agent that we are using, okay, for this research based agent, AI agent that we have created. Fine. And now because verbose is true, we should see all these things happening in the terminal. So like we will be able to see all these things happening or not. So I just have to do Python, and then I will use agent, okay, underscore demo.py. Let me pass a topic. Let me pass AI healthcare as an input to this. So you see, action, research, observation, then thought, Okay, and then we are getting this final report. So what we'll do here now is we'll simply remove this verbose is equal to true, save the changes, and then let's run this file again and see whether we'll be able to see all these steps which this agent will perform or not. Okay, so AI healthcare. So we are waiting for the agent to finish its task. So at present, if you see, we're getting the final report, but we are not able to see any of the tasks which the AI agent has performed. So that's the purpose of this verbose. Okay. Now let me change this temperature to 1. As I told you initially, 0 is for factual mind and 1 is for creative mind. Okay, I'll change it to 1 and save the changes. Let me run the application. So AI healthcare, same thing I'm going to pass again. So this time it has returned artificial intelligence in healthcare involves using advanced algorithms to analyze complex medical data, enhancing areas like diagnostics, right? And previously it returned AI is increasingly being integrated into healthcare to enhance. So it's almost a completely different answer that we're getting here, right? So that's the main difference between 1 and 0, right? You can keep it as 1.0 also, right? Or you can pass a decimal value also, that is up to you. So this is how you can create a very basic, AI agent of your own. So here, what we learned is AI agents are nothing but the functions that we code, right, backed up with LLMs in the backend, which actually processes the input. So basically, what is happening here? This DDGS is bringing the information for this query from online. Okay, then this prompt. Okay, this prompt is taking this topic, and then this agent is processing this information based on this topic, okay, passed in the prompt. So this is it from my side in this lecture. I hope you have understood the basics of agentic AI. I'll see you in the next one. Keep following, keep liking the videos. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care and have a great day, guys.